Okay, so you're a new player who's trying to decide between electric and acoustic guitar. This video is going to help you. The first thing you're going to notice when you sit down with an acoustic guitar and then you sit down with an electric guitar is the size of the body. Because an acoustic guitar is hollowed out, it's thicker, it's got to take up space so that it can amplify itself through the acoustics of the hole in the big body, wooden body of the guitar. There's a big difference. You're reaching over it a little more. You might find it a little more difficult. And that's kind of the second difference between acoustic and electric, and that is that the acoustic has its own amplification just through the body of the guitar, whereas the electric guitar, you have to plug in. This means that you have to purchase a cord, an amp, and then any other accoutrements that you would need to get the sound that you want out of the electric guitar. Another difference is that an electric guitar can almost sound like anything, whereas an acoustic guitar always sounds like an acoustic guitar. When I say an electric can sound like anything, not only can you put distortion and effects on it, you can also actually, with MIDI inputs and the advanced equipment that you can get for electric guitar, which you probably should not start out playing guitar messing around with just yet, you can actually make it sound like a flute or a violin or anything. When you practice an acoustic guitar versus practicing an electric guitar, the acoustic will always make a certain amount of sound. You can play quietly, but it will always produce a certain amount of sound. If you're going to be in a situation where practicing might disturb the others around you, an electric guitar that's not plugged in can be heard, but it's much quieter than an acoustic guitar. It is almost only audible to you. Also, with an electric guitar, you can buy equipment that you just plug into your guitar and headphones go right to your ears, and so you can actually still get the amplification sounds, the distortion, any effects going on while you practice, even though no one around you can hear it. The strings are harder to push down on an acoustic guitar than on an electric guitar. For that reason, a lot of people like to start on the electric guitar to take it easy on their fingers. On the other hand, some people like to start out with the challenge of acoustic guitar, knowing that they're strengthening their hands enough that electric guitar afterwards is going to be no problem. Some people say that it's better to learn electric first because it's easier on your fingers. Some people say it's better to learn acoustic first because you build the finger strength that carries over very easily to electric guitar. It's going to be up to you. What kind of music do you want to play? If you want to play rock, blues, metal, these styles of music lend themselves a little better to electric guitar because you're going to hear more of it on electric guitar. Certainly there's acoustic guitar in all those styles of music, but think about the kind of music that you want to play and what's predominantly used in that style of music. You're going to be the happiest if you start playing on the instrument that brings you the sound that you enjoy as soon as possible. That's very important. A good instructor is going to have you playing songs as soon as possible, and you want them to sound like the recordings as much as possible. There's nothing more motivating. So think about the style of music that you're going to be playing. Nylon strings all the way up, it's smooth. It's like thick fishing line. All the way up, it's just smooth. There is a wire of a certain gauge, but then it's wound with more wire. And the fact that there are ridges, horizontal ridges, when you slide your finger up, there's actually just a little bit more, a little more friction between your skin and the string. And for that reason, sometimes for children, it's a little too much to start on round wound strings. So the recommendation of teachers for child guitarists is often an acoustic with nylon strings. What about acoustic electrics? They do make acoustic guitars that plug in like an electric guitar. The advantage of these is you kill two birds with one stone. You really can get distortion out of them. Any sound you can get out of an electric guitar, you can now get out of an acoustic electric guitar. I hope I've helped you today in your decision between electric and acoustic guitar. I definitely recommend sitting down with an electric and sitting down with an acoustic and seeing what feels the best. Feel is a really good way to go. But I would still say, primarily, think about the style of music that you want to play. Because as soon as you're making those sounds come out of the guitar that you practice on, you're going to feel really good about playing guitar, and you're going to stick with the instrument until the point when really you can expand into electric or acoustic or anything you want to do. Best of luck, and I hope to see you playing your guitar soon.